Child stars will come and go as new movies and series arise, and we will sometimes never forget them. Yet, child stars are still human and aren't immune to making bad decisions. So today we will be discussing 10 child stars who are now broke. But before we get into our video, why don't you go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and subscribe button. Also, be sure to watch out for our viewer shoutout, because today it might just be you. Dylan Sprouse. This may be surprising considering his past success and the success of his twin brother, Cole, but it's true. Dylan was photographed a while back working as a host at a restaurant. He emphatically denied the rumors of being broke and explained he was just doing it for the new experience and to support his video gaming. Is it really so hard to believe he's broke when he hasn't had any well-known acting gigs in a while? All the more reason why Dylan should join the Riverdale cast. Don't deny it. We all want to see Zach and Cody, we mean Cole and Dylan, in action again. Lindsay Lohan. This is quite obvious, actually. Unless you've been living under a rock these past few years, you would have known about Lindsay Lohan's downward spiral. DUIs, partying, and drug charges have sadly been behind the star's ugly fall. Her attitude toward work, as in being completely late or not showing up at all, has also contributed to her being a high risk to potential employers. If you have no employer, you have no job, which leads to, weirdly enough, no money, obviously. Maybe she should just work hard on her work ethic to actually make people want to hire her again. Jodie Sweetin. Jodie Sweetin was a little cutie on Full House. You would never expect her to grow up and struggle with things like hardcore drugs and failed marriages.
Drugs and alcohol just sort of numbed everything.
That's not exactly what you expect from the cute and sassy character she played on the show, mastering deception and all that. She seems to be doing fine now, all cleaned up and a very sweet mom. We always want the best for those who won our hearts, and we will always be rooting for them. So we're super happy for you, Jodie. Amanda Bynes. By 2012, at age 29, with a successful acting career behind her, Amanda Bynes decided to retire with her $5 million net worth. Her parents decided to take control of her finances because of her strange behavior and drug habits. If that weren't enough, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, committed multiple DUIs, and lost her driver's license. She was found sleeping at an airport once because she was scared that her parents wouldn't give her any money. But it's not all doom and gloom. The admittedly talented young star has announced that she will be making a comeback in 2018. We wish her all the best and will support her journey back into the spotlight of our hearts. It's time to show some much-deserved love to our viewers. Leslie Flores reached out to us saying, "You are the best. I have been subscribed since 400,000. Keep up the awesome work. Love you." Wow. Thanks for sticking around with us and congrats on being a part of the Under 1 Mil squad. Keep on learning. Great content is on its way every day. Just for you. Aaron Carter. Do you remember this heartthrob? He was a pop star who has faced money problems since his peak over 20 years ago. He couldn't make a good hit again and stayed away from the public eye. Aaron Carter had big debt with the IRS, like $2 million big. We might be hearing him on the radio quite soon, as he is scheduled to make a comeback in 2018 with his new single, Don't Say Goodbye. Okay, for you, Aaron, maybe this time we won't say goodbye. Danny Bonaduce. Danny Bonaduce is known for his role as Danny Partridge on The Partridge Family. If you don't know who that is, that's okay, because it ran during the early 70s. When the show ended, his gigs ended, and he became best friends with drugs.
And I lived right behind this dumpster, but I lived in my car. I had a car, I did have a possession. And I was still famous. And people had no idea I lived behind the dumpster.
He eventually got back on his feet by working on radio and reality TV, and we're proud of him for recovering. You go, Danny.
It was totally embarrassing to be famous and homeless.
Johnny Depp. Well, it seems that Johnny Depp is in financial trouble. $30,000 on wine a month, 24/7 security detail for him and his kids, expensive yachts, and all that jazz. He must be the richest poor guy out there, and we're not sure if we should feel envy or pity. Considering the debt part, we're leaning towards pity. Dustin Diamond. If you have watched Saved by the Bell, you would know who this is. He played Screech, but that must have made him a one-hit wonder considering he couldn't get that successful after the show ended. He frequented a role on Celebrity Fit Club and released a partially biographical account about his experience on Saved by the Bell. Eventually, he fell into legal trouble, and around that time, he was estimated to be worth about $50,000. And let's not forget the fact that he was involved in a pretty serious bar brawl. Yuh. Oh boy, Screech. Oh boy. Leif Garrett. Leif was an actor turned musician who was born in Hollywood and started his career early. He was cast in the original Walking Tall trilogy, quickly becoming a household name, and then transitioned into music. After turning to drugs at an early age, he caused a car crash that left his friend a paraplegic. Yikes. He was arrested for possession of drugs a few times and declared bankruptcy in 2001. He is worth a reported $1,000. Must have been hard to transition from teen idol to broke, but what's done is done. Willie AAMES.
Don't tell me what I'm willing and not willing to do.
Willie AAMES was a child star in the 70s and 80s, with a promising career that included starring in series such as 8 is Enough and Charles is in Charge. But his teen years passed, and he couldn't match the fame he once had.
But in your head, you're making 1.5, and you're spending like you're making 1.5, so I ended up borrowing against everything I had.
But he seems to be getting back on track in his life because he has reportedly spent time as a cruise ship director. That certainly is different, but it's not a recurring role in a TV series. Well, here's hoping these once prosperous child stars get back on their feet and win our adoration once more. We hope you found this entertaining, and don't forget to give this video a like and be sure to hit that little subscribe button for more fascinating facts every day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.